Welcome to the Gilded Cage presidential perks after the White House. Ever wondered what happens to presidents after they leave the White House? You might be surprised to learn that many of them actually get even richer. Today we're diving into the shocking stories of lavish presidential perks. I'm talking about the kind of wealth that makes Scrooge McDuck look like a pauper begging for scraps. Today we're diving into the shocking stories of lavish presidential perks because, and let's be honest, being the leader of the free world apparently comes with one hell of a platinum retirement plan. Ever wondered what happens to presidents after they leave the White House? You might be surprised to learn that many of them actually get even richer. Today we're diving into the shocking stories of lavish presidential perks. From the Oval Office to the bestseller list, presidential book deals. Now you might think that after years of painstakingly crafting speeches with a team of speechwriters, presidents would want nothing more than to set their pen aside. But you'd be wrong. Because the second these presidents trade in Air Force One for a slightly less glamorous leased jet, they're signing book deals faster than you can say ghostwriter. And these aren't your grandma's self-published romance novels. No, we're talking multi-million-dollar advances for political memoirs that, let's be honest, probably read like a grocery list of things they wish they'd done differently. Take Bill Clinton, for example. His post-presidency memoir raked in a cool $15 million, and George W. Bush, he pocketed a cool $10 million for his literary masterpiece. And let's not forget Barack Obama, whose post-White House book deal was a cool $65 million. But here's the thing, it's not just about the money. These books are like golden tickets to rehab their image, settle old scores, and basically rewrite history in their favor. Cashing in, the wild world of presidential speaking fees. Have you ever sat through a boring presentation and thought, man, I wish I was getting paid thousands of dollars a minute to be here? Well, good news. That's the reality for former presidents who hit the lucrative speaking circuit. After years of serving the people, these ex-presidents decide the best way to continue that service is by charging exorbitant fees to, well, speak to people. We're talking six-figure sums for a single speech. And what are these earth-shattering speeches about? Global peace, economic inequality, the meaning of life? Well, not quite. It's more like leadership lessons from the Oval Office or reflections on my time as president. But hey, who can blame them? They've got to pay for those private jets and those sprawling estates somehow. Pension envy, the presidential retirement plan that'll make you scream. Remember when your grandma told you to save for retirement? Well, it turns out former presidents didn't get that memo because they've got Uncle Sam footing the bill for their golden years. While most of us are stuck dreaming of winning the lottery just to afford a retirement home that doesn't smell vaguely of disinfectant and despair, former presidents are living the high life on a taxpayer-funded pension. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, folks. This pension includes things like staff salaries, travel expenses, office space, and enough money for enough early bird specials to last them well into the next century. And you know what the best part is? It never runs out. It's like the gift that keeps on giving, except the gift is a giant pile of cash, and the people giving it are, well, us. And don't even get me started on the perks that come with being a former First Lady. Chapter 4, Forever Bodyguarded, the price tag of presidential protection. Ever wonder what it would be like to have someone follow you around 24/7, catering to your every whim and protecting you from harm? No, I'm not talking about your clingy ex. I'm talking about the ever-present Secret Service detail that follows former presidents around like a shadow. And here's the kicker, taxpayers are the ones footing the bill. That's right, while we're all struggling to afford basic necessities, our hard-earned money is going towards funding the lavish lifestyles of these ex-presidents and their personal security entourage. Now, I'm not saying that former presidents shouldn't have any protection at all, but do they really need a small army of highly trained agents following them around for the rest of their lives? Chapter 5. The elite club presidential perks no one told you about. Ever dream of rubbing shoulders with the rich and famous? Well, for former presidents, that dream is a reality. Once you've left the hallowed halls of the White House, you're automatically granted access to an exclusive club of elites. We're talking about the kind of clubs where membership fees cost more than a small island nation and the waiting list is longer than a CVS receipt after a hurricane. Think about it. Country clubs, golf courses, fancy restaurants. These places become their personal playgrounds. They get to hobnob with CEOs, celebrities, and other members of the 1%, all while enjoying the finest caviar, champagne, and awkward small talk that money can buy. Chapter 6, From Public Servant to Private Consultant, The Revolving Door of Wealth. Ever notice how former presidents never seem to struggle to find work? It's not like they're sending out resumes and hoping for the best. No, these folks have a direct line to the most coveted boardrooms and corner offices in the world. Once they've hung up their presidential hats, many former presidents decide to cash in on their political connections and policy expertise by becoming consultants and advisors to major corporations and organizations. And when I say cash in, I'm not talking about a few $1,000s here and there. We're talking about millions of dollars in speaking fees, consulting fees, and board memberships. They might offer strategic advice based on their experience in the White House, or they might leverage their connections to help their clients navigate the complex world of government regulations. The revolving door between government and the private sector is spinning faster than ever, and former presidents are reaping the benefits. Chapter 7. Homes Fit for a Former King, The Real Estate of Ex-Presidents. Remember when you were a kid and you dreamed of living in a giant mansion with a swimming pool, a movie theater, and maybe even a moat with a few friendly crocodiles? Well, for former presidents, that dream is a reality. After leaving the White House, these folks tend to upgrade their living situations to something a little more, shall we say, spacious. We're talking sprawling estates, multi-million-dollar mansions, and vacation homes that would make even the most discerning real estate mogul drool. And the best part? They don't even have to worry about pesky things like property taxes or mortgage payments. Take George W. Bush, for example. After leaving office, he purchased a sprawling ranch in Crawford, Texas, where he spends his days painting, clearing brush, and presumably reminiscing about the good old days of, being the leader of the free world. Or how about Bill Clinton, who owns multiple properties, including a luxurious home in Chappaqua, New York? Chapter 8. Investing in the future presidential business ventures. Ever wonder what happens when a president leaves office and realizes they haven't quite had enough of the business world? Well, they don't just sit around and twiddle their thumbs, that's for sure. No, these savvy ex-politicians turn into entrepreneurs, investors, and all-around business moguls. We're talking about everything from starting their own companies to investing in real estate, tech startups, and even the occasional racehorse. Take Jimmy Carter, for example. After leaving office, he founded the Carter Center, a non-profit organization dedicated to promoting peace and global health. Or how about Barack Obama, who's reportedly been investing in real estate and tech startups? The afterlife of the American presidency, wealth perks, and more wealth. So, there you have it. Even after leaving the White House, former presidents continue to live lavishly and often get even richer. They write books for millions, charge exorbitant speaking fees, and enjoy generous pensions, all while we foot the bill. And let's not forget about the security details, the exclusive club memberships, and the lucrative consulting gigs. But hey, who am I to judge? Maybe it's all just part of the deal. What do you think about these perks? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing stories.